Give me just a second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second. And welcome, one and all, to my connection dropping. Hold on a second. Come on, connection, what are you doing? Really, you're gonna give this a gay? You're really gonna give this a gay connection? Are you done? That was so random. I don't know what happened to my connection there. I started to red for some reason. Anyways, welcome. I am the expert the master of disaster from one of the boys here, son of a Gastrola, and we are here to talk about this game. So, this game I've been working on since November of last year. Been working on it on and off throughout the past year. I got most of it done. I was hoping to get it fully done before releasing it, but because of current events, I wanted to get a beta out. And I've been debating if I wanted to keep the beta up or not. I think I will keep it up for those who want to help give feedback and or maybe help with the pixel art, which is the big problem right now. I can't finish the game because I can't get the sprites, right? But yeah, this is a game that I made because I was inspired by Fauna, and this was going to be like a gift or like a tribute or whatnot to Fauna. So that's why the beta got released a little bit earlier than I'd like, or the game got released in a beta state. Because of current events, it is what it is, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna spoil the story. You are gonna get spoiled on playable characters, but you probably already saw all of that if you saw the trailer. Now, hopefully my audio's not all wonky. So we're just gonna start here. So let's start with some changes I did. I did change a few things here and there, right? So first things first, a lot of abilities got changed. And by a lot, I mean some people got some abilities moved over to others. There's one in particular who got changed quite a lot compared to their previous version. I wonder who that is. I wonder who took me so long to fix up. Ugh. Anyways, so I'm gonna start with Fauna. Also, fun fact, max level is 50. So originally I had max level be 99. There was no reason to be level 99. So I made a cap on the level. So 50 is the max. Originally it was way too easy to level up. So another thing that took me forever to do, I had to go through all the enemies, all the fights, and readjust all the EXP, and oh my god, it was a pain in the butt. I think I have something that's a little bit better, but yeah, it's still a pain in the butt. So, let's just jump on in. So, we're just gonna go with Fauna. Also, no more giant Fauna sprite. So you won't be seeing giant leg of fauna. It wasn't my sprite to begin with. I was using it as like a placeholder sprite. So any characters that are thought as bosses will be using like a sized up version of their overworld sprite right now. I would like to get more customized sprites for everyone, but you know. So let's talk about the system. So everyone has a hack, everyone has a sub-command, some have two. Everyone has guard, which will restore 10% HP, 10% MP, I believe. Or maybe it's 1% MP, I forget. It heals HP and MP whenever you guard. Everyone has access to items. Everyone can do this. So you can switch in the middle of fights. But once you switch, you cannot switch again in the same turn. If you hit left, it gives you all of this. So, fauna. The thing about fauna, which is a little bit different from what she was when I showed this off the first time. The regular attack for fauna is magic based. So, everyone else, well, a lot of the characters tend to be physical damage, so it's based off their attack. For fauna, it's based off her magic. And it is magic, so if the enemy resists magic, has protection, or reflects magic, then her attack is either going to be reduced, does nothing, or it's going to hit her. Also, you can check status at any time. So, this is just what she has at level 50, without any equipment on. You can't really see the HP MP very well here, but you can see all the other stats. You will see status effects over here. You'll see that here in a little bit. So, on the moves, there are a couple differences, I believe. This one I can't use because there's nobody dead. There's no animations on most of me, and the ones that do have animations are default animations, sadly. So, yeah, the Slap Queen, revive 1 KO ally with 1 FC. FC, for those who don't know, is follower count. I got a little cheeky with some names. FC is HP in this game. So, yeah, there's that. Build Better Beam. It wouldn't be fauna if she didn't have this. So, you see it says 1 or all allies. There's only fauna. But up here in the opposite corner, you see in the upper left or upper right, you would see all. You can hit left or right all the way to left or right to read stuff, or you can click on it. You can't click on the game to do stuff. So that will just, like, heal half HP. I thought of changing this. I'm not sure if I will change it to be, like, static HP, like a normal healing spell, because 50% HP is pretty good. I don't know, what do you guys think? You tell me. I'm not 100% sure if that should be 50% HP, especially since you can target everyone. And then this restores FC to everyone equal to her FC, so she has 3300. It will heal 3300. So this could be a good alternative to that. Is triple the cost though. So I'm debating on this one. These two I am debating on updating. Not sure yet. And then you have Ooh. So this one I just came up with off the top of my head because I couldn't think of what to name a healing ability for fauna. Fun fact about Feel Better Beam. There was Feel Better Beam originally. And originally there was a Feel Even Better Beam. And there was a Feel Even More Better Beam. So both of those got canned. Mostly because I didn't have a reason to have them. I think it was gonna be like Cure, Cure 2, Cure 3 kind of deal. So if this would have been Cure, that would feel even better if we would have been Cura. And feel even more better if we would have been Curaga. So Ew is just a revive. It's the AoE revive. It's basically an AoE version of this I am right here. At half power. I didn't realize that was 50%. Interesting. I didn't realize the change now. I thought it was still 25%. Again, you got your Ara. I'm not even gonna try to do Ara. You don't need to hear an old man doing Ara. It's Esuna. This is another one that you can use to target everyone too. So Fauna, one of the things about Fauna that almost I don't think anyone else can do is single target and AoE target like almost all of her abilities. Nobody else can really do this but her. And then you got the Kirin Headbutt. Like, you gotta have the Kirin Headbutt. Which inflicts stun. So stun is basically like a very, very short a very short-term paralysis. Makes it so the enemy can't move. It's supposed to last 3 turns, but turns are very wonky, so sometimes it may last like 1 or 2 turns. It is what it is. As you saw, it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Compared to like, yeah, it does like very, very little damage. It's not meant for good damage, in all honesty. It's meant mostly for a stun. Now, I'm debating if I should upgrade the power of it, or if I should make it magic-based. But I feel like if I make it magic-based, then I don't know. It just seems like a headbutt would be magic-based. Again, you have your elemental stuff, Forest Fire, Temporal, Mach 5 Kirinego, and Kirin of the Lake. So Forest Fire, you know, I don't really have to mention what Forest Fire is a reference to, right? Temporal, I just couldn't think of anything for Earth-related ability for her. If anyone has a good, pun or reference for Earth ability, do let me know, because I have no idea what to go with. Forest Fire is easy. Temporal, I don't know. I'm not exactly ecstatic about the name. It's the old default animations, by the way. Mach 5 Kirinego. I think that's supposed to be like... I think I need to rename that. Maybe. It's supposed to be like Category 5 Kirinego, I think. I think I will rename it Category 5. It's based off of her, her Free Geek debut. I think it's her Free Geek debut. Man, was it a year ago that was? But, you know, it's when, the rest of, Promise had her do silly requests, and one of them was, like, Category 5. You're in a Category 5 Hurricane. How would you act in a Category 5 Hurricane? Again, she just starts flailing about. It's basically a reference to that. I mean, you know, again, Kirin of the Lake. This was when she was in, tunnel mode. After, coming back from Japan, I think. I want to say. So, yeah, this is your Fire, Earth, Wind, Water. She has access in 4 of the 6 elements. She does not get access in light or dark. They're not natural elements. They're not elements that, you know, Mother Nature would use, I feel. So she doesn't get both. Gear Termination. This might be a little overtuned. So, there goes the connection again for some reason. So, I don't know about this one. Like, I think it's overtuned. I think I need to, I really hope she is, because I tried really hard. I tried very, very hard. I think my internet connection is being weird again. What the heck? It's being very funky. But yeah, I tried really hard on this game for the past year and a half. If she plays it on her own, I hope she enjoys it. I tried to make the game a little bit more about her, but ultimately it does revolve around everyone to some degree. But I did try to revolve it more around her. There's little hints of things in here. Little hints of things. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'll let people who play the game see that. Give me just a second. But yeah, gear harmonization. I mean, it's a pun. It is a pun. But if you see the effects, it's a little bit silly. So I'm gonna use the gear harmonization. So as you can see, she now has infinite MP for the next 3 turns. I didn't actually put descriptions on these. Interesting. So, yes, it gets Mighty Guard, so her guard command is twice as strong. This is, if you're reduced, it's 0 HP. Survive with 1 HP once. This is the infinite MP. And this is, hey, reduce, you take no damage up to that amount, or up to 10 hits, I believe. So, if we were to say, do, like, say this. As you can see, she's just gonna, you know, restore all her HP. But, when Mana Bank runs out, right now, as you can see, she's now reduced to 0 HP. But it does go away, so she will get all her HP back. Or MP. I meant to say MP, not HP. So, I don't know. Is that a little overtuned? Should I remove a couple of things from this? What do you guys think? Well, I think the infinite MP for 5 turns is pretty good. It's risky. It's a very, very risky thing, but, I don't know. And then you got Return to Nature. So Return to Nature. This is actually very different. So originally, Return to Nature, what it did was, it was a scam. You would use this, it would, increase her magic by, I think it was 50% originally. Later on, it got cut down to like 25% to 15%. And her healing power would be reduced by 50%. As long as she was in the scans. And you can use this ability again to switch stances back. So as you can see, it got changed. It no longer costs 50% max MP. So it makes her physical and magic damage deal double. It reduces her healing power by 50%. That didn't change. And it halves all damage she takes. And you can change back. It's still kind of a scam. So you use this if you want her to hit really, really hard with abilities. Or take less damage. But remember, she's gonna heal less. So even though this says it will heal based on her FC, with Return to Nature up, it will heal equal to half of her current FC. I think this is a better version of what she had before. Think of it as like Hera's Trance for Final Fantasy VI. It's based off of that. Let me stay here. For those who are wondering, when did this show up? This is a renamed ability. This was originally called ASMR Master. So, I was debating on if I was going to leave it as ASMR Master or if I should rename it like this. Because I wanted to have this in somewhere as an ability, but I didn't know where. So I renamed ASMR Master this. Which name do you think fits this ability better? Because ultimately, as you see, it puts all enemies and allies asleep and makes them immune to damage for 3 turns. Except Hufana. So as you can see, asleep will take no damage. No matter what you do. Until she wakes up. So, it is a very strong ability. It's a very strong ability. Especially if you need to take time to recover and stuff. You can never make yourself immune to this. The only things immune to this are machines, because they're machines. How are you going to put them to sleep? They're not going to care about ASMR. They're machines. So yeah, Healing Horn is just a regen. Regen got buffed to 15% FC. And whenever, Fauna gets damage for the next 5 turns. So, you saw it healed her. And it heals 10% of the damage dealt to her and all of her allies. So it's a pretty decent regen ability. Again, Maxalot AP, which is prevents all debuffs. So here's the thing. You think let me stay here would be better for gear termination? Do you think it would be better for gear termination or Maxalot AP? You know what? I am gonna jot this down, so give me a second. I'm gonna jot this down. Let me stay here. ASMR Master. And... okay, so which one? Gear Termination or Maxalot AP? I think it might be more fitting for Maxalot AP, right? Actually, no. Let me think. Maybe Gear Terminations. Oh, I see what you mean for, I see what you mean for, let me stay here being this, because it also has the guts and the, barrier, right? Alright, I get you. Here, termination, and let me stay here. So here's the question, then. Should Maxalot AP be called Maxalot AP? Or should should this be called Gear Termination? Which one? Because this prevents all debuffs on one ally. This is one of the few abilities where she cannot target the entire party, because that might be a little bit too busted. Maybe just a little bit. Honestly, I might extend the buff on this, because 5 turns is kind of short. Let me go ahead and save that. I am not in window. Let me be in window. So, you know what? I am going to switch Maxalot AP to Gear Termination. I think that would be a better fit. Give me just a second if you will. Grasshoppers are older than grass. That is correct. So, we have photosynthesis. You know I had to put this in here, because she always says she's not a tree. She's the funny tree lady, don't you know? She photosynthesizes. So, this is like, Healing Horn, but it's MP regen, as opposed to FC regen. So, I couldn't think of a cheeky name for MP. So, it's still MP. So, this restores MP equal to 20% of the user's magic. So, 20% of Faunus magic. What is that? That's, what, 18 MP, I think? So let me see if that's true. Is it going to be 18 MP? Yes. And as you saw, it restored 47 MP. So it restores 10% MP. That means that guard restores 1% MP. I wonder if I should make guard restore more MP then. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, so she has a pretty good MP regen and FC regen. And then Sapling reduces physical damage taken by 50% to one or all allies for 5 turns. Honestly, I don't know why you would ever target just one ally. I might just make it so, well, I guess, I don't know. Why would you never AoE this? I might make it just be AoE instead of single and AoE. You know? And medium is premium. I had to. This is like the big thing that you hear about Fauna all the time. Where did this come from? You know, I'm thinking about, I don't even really know where the origin of this came from. Was this from, like, the, VR thing from, the Council Temple? I think that's where this is from. But as you can see, it provides a 15% boost to various stats for medium members for 5 turns, and other bonuses. My internet connection is being wonky today, so apologies about that. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna use this, and you're gonna see just how much it does. There we go. Yeah, what is going on with my internet today? Wow. So, medium is premium. Oh, it doesn't show it. So basically what it does is, 15% boost on all stats, and minus 20% damage taken, so physical max damage, and reduces MP cost by 20%. To medium members. If you're wondering what that means, I will show you here in a second. Ah! I gotta run away. Let me run away. I do not wish to stay here. So, medium members. You see the playable characters up here. What do you think medium members mean? Well, here's the fun thing. I'll tell you who that ability does not work for. It does not work for Biju. It does not work for Ina. And it does not work for Crony. I wonder why that is. So, I got a little cheeky with that ability name. I got super cheeky with the ability name. So, that's all of the abilities. Or is it? What if I told you that weapons can give you abilities too? So, Apple of Atlantis. As you can see, it gives you resist water. So, you equip this, and now you will find resist water is an ability. Reduces water damage by 50%. So, a big thing about Fauna's weapons is a lot of them will give her, like, a resist element spell. I was debating on if I should, give her these types of abilities as a regular skill set or as a weapon skill. Because you will see later on someone else is also going to be doing stuff like this, but better. But it's like an emergency if you really need a specific element. And if you don't have that character on hand. It also increases the power of one of her abilities by 25%. That's another thing. A lot of her abilities will give her a resist element, but it will also power up one of her elemental stuff by 25%. This one just gives her resist fire and freeze. So if you do her regular attack, I don't know if Kieran Headbutt will do it, but it will have a 10% chance of inflicting freeze. At least half element, so if you attack with a regular attack, it'll deal water damage, dark damage. And this one's unique. So it gives her a 25% boost in EXP gain. Sapling will also reduce max damage by 50% on top of the physical damage, and Kieran's power will restore 5% max MP to the party. I might boost that. Slimy Apple. It reduces attack and magic by 20%. It still gives you, like, him more magic than that, but, like, because of 20% attack magic, trait, it gives you less magic. But it does give you 20% more defense and max defense, which isn't very much, but it's better than nothing. Also, slow plus 30% and increase first strike. And this one gives you resist light, a chance to inflict sleep, and increase her magic evasion by 30%. So, if you equip this, and say you try to equip, not the ninja headband, equip the, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's the Howl Cloak. So you can equip both these, that'll give her 50% magic evasion, which is pretty good. 50% magic evasion is, like, amazing. And then Apple of Eden, suggests automatically regens HP MP or FC MP every turn, and enables a unique skill, which is Never Punished. Because, you know, I had to throw this in somewhere, so, as you can see, it's a little expensive. I'm debating on updating this somehow, but, well, here's the thing. The reason why it's expensive, you may notice everything else is higher MP too. The thing about weapons is every weapon you get will increase the MP cost. So the first weapon does not. The second weapon will increase MP cost by 25%. So I think this increases MP cost up to 200 or 300%. It's my way of balancing things out so you don't have, like, this really strong weapon at the end of the game, and then you have, like, 8 MP cost abilities, you know? Or you're level 50 with, like, 8 MP cost abilities. It seems a little cheap, but, like, it's my way of balancing things, so, yeah, I know. Give me a second. I am checking a couple things here. I don't know what's going on with my internet. But Never Punished. Yeah, it reduces max damage by 10% and restores HP, or restores 10% of damage taken to all allies. So, I think that only works on max damage whenever you get hit. I don't know if I should buff this, because you get this so late in the game that, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. Compared to some of the other stuff, like, I usually, whenever I am testing the game, I'm usually using, Eternal Apple. Because I like both the effects. It just means she's doing, like, way less damage, because that's 40 less magic, which is a big drop in magic, I'll tell you right now. Hen magic, hen in any stat is such a big change in stats. And the ultimate weapon, which I haven't implemented ultimate weapons yet, so you'll get a preview of ultimate weapons. Apple of Eden, I think is the name of the apple she normally has. I think it might just be called Golden Apple. So I might rename Apple Golden Apple, I don't know. But I thought that's what the Golden Apple was called, was Apple of Eden. So Apple of Yggdrasil, which is, Apple of the World Tree. Everything with ultimate weapons will give you no EXP, and they all have a hidden thing, where after battle, you will restore 8% of your max FCMP, I believe. And as you can see, it reduces the chance of her being targeted by 50%. She gains 40% max FC. I gotta change that. Let me jot that down. Apple of Yggdrasil. Max HP, max FC. It has been jotted down. And you see it gives a unique ability called World Tree. So what that does, this is basically like a limit break kind of move. Originally, there were going to be limit break kind hype moves. I decided not to do that, because I figured I would throw balance out, and the game's not that long to warrant limit breaks. There were also going to be, like, summons, but those also got cut out. Give me just a second. One second. Someone is on a reposted spree. So, World Tree. As you can see, it's very expensive. But as you can see, it restores all FCMP and cures all debuffs of Kapari. However, and I think this is also the Kapari, it reduces healing power by 90%. If it's a Kapari, I don't remember. If it's her, she's not healing anyone for the next 5 turns. So, it's I need to heal really, really badly. But you're not going to be able to heal with her for the next 5 turns. So it's a very powerful ability that's on her ultimate weapon. It gives her a lot of FC, makes her harder to be hit. So it's a really good weapon. It might be the weapon that everyone uses, I feel, whenever it shows up. So that is Fauna. So Fauna, I tried to make balanced. She's a mage, obviously, but I tried to make her balanced as a mage and support hype. I didn't think she was much of a offensive hype, but yeah, no, I tried my best with her. More. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. So that was half an hour for her. So we're gonna go with Moons. Let's get Moons up to max level. As you can see, she has like crap HP. Her defense isn't very good. Magic doesn't really matter for her. Actually, her defense and magic defense are kinda not very good. But there's a reason for that. You will see. Let's jump on in. So, Mume. Her regular attack it's a regular attack. You're scared of the regular attack. So, Bloodlust. This is something you get later on. This was originally named Panic Owl. I decided to rename it Bloodlust. That may or may not be due to Hollow Cure. It sounded like a better name than Panic Owl. And honestly, yeah, Mume does have a lot of bloodlust sometimes. So it's a multi-hit move. It will always hit 2 times minimum, but it might hit up to 5 times. I only got 2 hits. I got 3. And there's 5. So you can see it can hit a random amount of times. It's a pretty decent move if you want to clear enemies. I think it does half damage than a Bloodlust, or regular axe, I'm not sure. So this is a scam. I'm a watch, because you know Mume likes a watch. So it reveals stats and elemental resist. It doesn't keep it out the entire fight. So you can see your enemy's stats, like, okay, so this is more of a physical type than a magic type. So you want to deal with physical stuff. And you can see their weakness, all of that stuff. No, nothing ever absorbs anything. Absorb was going to be a thing. I don't think it's going to be a thing, though. But you may have seen something else happen. It reveals their FC bar. So now you can see how much remaining FC they have. And this works, this feature right here will work if you have not defeated the enemies before. If you've defeated the enemy already, you'll need to use this to make FC bar appear. Then you have Don Don, which is a non-elemental attack, and it gives you more hits the higher level Mume is. Each hit will do 20% less damage. So it adds 1 additional hit every 5 levels. So level 1 through 5, it's 1 hit. 5 through 10, it's 2. I think at level 50, I forget how many it does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Wait, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. 7 is the max. And as you saw, it really drops off. It really drops off after 5, I think. Let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, after 5, it just becomes 0, I think. So I might reduce it. I might make that like 10% reduced hit instead of 20%. And make it more valuable. So let me do that. Gone. Reduce damage 20% and 10%. There we go. And then you have Trojan Horse, which is meant to do more physical damage the higher the target's defenses. I don't know if this actually works properly. It feels like it does. So it's not gonna do very much to the enemy if they have like the same amount of like, say, attack versus defense. This dummy has 100 defense. I think it does slightly more. Let me check. 561. 446. It does slightly less. I may have to look at the damage formula and get it fixed up, but that's the idea. And here's the fun thing about Mume. So, Fauna was elemental, magic, fire, earth, wind, water. Mume is elemental, physical, fire, earth, wind, water. So, this does fire damage, but here's the thing. It will reduce water resist by 50%. These elemental debuffs are always going to land, if I recall. So, the catch with Mume. Originally, this did, like, elemental damage. It could reduce the resist to the same element. I make it so that it gives elemental damage, but the resist is the opposite element. And balance it out so that you wouldn't be like, okay, I'm just gonna use fire hack forever with Mume against the enemy weak to fire. This makes it so that you have to like, okay, the enemy might resist to fire, but I can make them weak to water. or weaker water. That's basically how all of Mumei's physicals here work. And then you have Toxic Owl, or Howl. So, this is why Mumei has less defense, max defense, and HP. It's a provoke. It makes it so that attacks go to her, and it increases her evasion and magic evasion by 30%, and gives her a 30% chance to evade and counter with physicals. So, originally it was 50%, but because of the accessories, I had to cut down how much it boosted by. 30% is what it was originally. Now, this still makes Mumei stupidly good. And I don't know how to fix it, because I want Mumei to be an evade pain. So, I don't want it to be useless, but at the same time, I don't know, man. And then you have a new start. So this used to be called foul play, upon foul, F-O-W-L. I figured, you know what, let's go with a new start. As you can see, I tried to work in the songs that they have into their abilities, their skill sets. So I figured a new start would work for this ability. It just restores MP to Mumei. Because Mumei has very low MP, she does not have the worst MP. That goes to Bijou, I think. Or maybe even Bay. I think Bay has worse MP. But, so she can heal herself if you need 8 turns healing. Again, you got 2 birds of feather. As you can see, that hatch does kind of get cut off, sadly. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. It reduces light dark resist by 50%. It doesn't do any damage. I couldn't think of a good way to reduce light dark resist. And I wanted Mumei to be able to do that. Because Mumei's the one that reduces all the elemental resist. She's meant to debuff elements. And then you have, it's Mooming time. She's Mooming. So, this is unique because it's only for Mumei. So it makes her regular attacks hit an additional time, and increases the number of times she will counter from 1 to 5. So she gains 5 additional counter hits, which is really, really good. It means if she gets hit enough times, she'll counter that extra amount of time. I'm debating if I want to keep it this way or give it a different effect. So this ability, Sacrifice. For those who don't know, this used to be an ability for Ina. Because, Ina, priestess of the ancient ones, dark magic and stuff. But you know what? It doesn't really fit Ina, I feel. And because of a Faunus Dungeon episode, for those who don't know, check that out with Promise. I think Mumei had enough of Iris, healing herself and, ultimately not being much of a healer. So, this got moved from Ina to, Mumei. So, it does dark elemental physical damage. This is one of the rare, this is Mumei's dark attack. It doesn't debuff, but it will do damage equal to a random ally's current FC and magic stab. But it will kill them. Yep, the backstab. She will stab someone, and it will basically damage the enemy equal to their current FC and based on their magic. So, this is okay. You know what? If I have this hit with, say, Bijou, who has the most FC, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's gonna kill Bijou. So use at your own risk. If you're wondering, you may see it's grayed out. you cannot target Mume. If Mume's the only one left alive or in the party, you cannot use this ability. Which is good, because you don't want to accidentally use this to kill Mume. So that is that. So, what does Mume get? A dagger. I might rename this an owl dagger. Like I might rename the apple a golden apple. I'm not sure. The reason why I'm thinking of renaming this an owl dagger is also because of Hololive. Hololive gave me some inspirations. You can tell. The Calsaurus RPG gave me a lot of inspirations too. So what does Mume get? So Atlantean dagger. It's a water elemental dagger. Gives her 10% evasion, magic evasion. It gives her a couple of new abilities. Friend and Speed Gone. So Gone, I don't know Mume very much myself. I don't watch Mume, unfortunately. If I recall, Gone is a thing she likes to do whenever she reads super chats, right? She reads it because it's like Gone. I think it's also with like a gavel. I'm not sure. So, what does Friend do? So Friend is a debuff that targets all enemies. I think it targets all enemies. It makes it so that the target cannot act 25% of the time. So what that means is, when their turn comes up, 25% chance they skip their turn. Now, it says 5 turns, but if they end up skipping their turn, then, it will not reduce the turn counter. So it may last longer than 5 turns. And it has 30% accuracy on it. Speed Gone is a non-elemental physical attack that does double damage if the target has slow or haste, and if they have fear, it does times 4 damage. So it's the same power as a regular attack, if I recall. It does double damage of a regular attack if they have slow or haste, or 4 times the damage of a regular attack if they have fear, which is inflicted by Friend. So, originally it was like times 4 if they were under slow haste, and times 6 or 8 if they were under fear. You can tell I debuffed it because it was a little too much damage. When you're like early in the game and you're hitting like 6,000 damage, yeah, I think it needs a debuff. So, Mana Saver. As you can see, it only reduces MP cost by 50%, which is honestly really good early on. You can see early on, when you get Mume, I think she's at like level 6, I think, right? Let's say she's level 6. Look at her MP at level 6. I think you might get this when she's like level 15, perhaps? Or level 14? But still, look at her MP. Look at how much it costs to do stuff. Look at the MP cost. Wow, you get that at that level? So yeah, things cost quite a bit for Mume. She does not have very good MP cost. So that's why Mana Saver exists. You can also pair this with like anything else that reduces MP cost to get a crap ton of MP reduction. But this is all discussed. Wizard Bane. So, do you like evading magic attacks? This might be the weapon for you. This will make her provoke ability give her 60% magic evasion. So I might nerf this. I'd be like 10% magic evasion because, you know, 60% magic evasion might be a little too much. Just saying. Just saying, you know, it might be a little too much. Just a little bit. Wizard Bane, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get your magic evasion reduced to like 10%. Just a little bit, because you're a little bit busted. Also, it has the additional effect of healing her for 1% of the damage dealt. Healing her MP equal to 1% of the damage she dealt. So it's good for sustaining her MP in the long run. So Dual Dagger gives her her friend ability back. It gives her an additional regular attack, and it gives her an EXP boost. Everyone has a weapon that gives them 25% EXP boost. It's usually their 5th weapon. So, what do you think Blood Dagger does? Blood Dagger is basically Wizard Bane without the evasion. So it heals her FC, not HP, FC equal to 1% of the damage she deals. And the Chris gives her 30% more chance to counter, gives her friend, she can counter up to 5 more attacks, and it gives her Deadly Dawn. What does Deadly Dawn do? Well, if you remember Speed Dawn, it's like that, but instead of Slow Haste, it's for Confusion Stun. So Confusion is from someone else, but, and here's the big thing, you know who does Stun? There's only one person who has Stun in their kit, and that's Fauna. So this can combo with Fauna if you want to get the double damage on it. I might make like movement time do like confusion. It might just be like AoE confuse or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that yet. Just so we can combo it in this. So there's the Chris. So the Morgul Blade. Also, some of these names, I just came up with names. I didn't know what to really name a lot of these weapons. The Morgul Blade it increases her counter rate by 25%. When she's attacked, she will counter with an ability that will dispel buffs from an enemy. And if you see, it has a 10% chance of inflicting Cancelled. Cancelled is my cheeky rename of the instant death status. So she has a 10% chance of instantly defeating whoever she hits. When you combine this with her ability to count her multiple times, as well as giving herself additional regular attacks, this is a pretty solid weapon, honestly. I might reduce the cancel of 5%, I'm not sure. And then you have Carwinen. For those who don't know, this is actually a mythological weapon. I believe this is the dagger of King Arthur. I think the Chris is also something else. So, as you can see, it gives you 30% evasion. I'm probably going to reduce that evasion. Carwinen, evasion, 30% at 10%. I'm probably going to reduce it at 10% to balance it out. It's light elemental, as you can tell, a lot of her weapons are non-elemental. It gives her critical evasion plus 100%. What that means is you cannot hit her with critical hits. She's immune to critical hits from physical attacks. Which is so useful. Because later on, enemies are going to have higher crit rates. And you don't want Moonmate to get hit by crits. You really don't. And, if you see, it increases her critical rate by 30%. So, to think about critical hits, it's changed in that the higher your luck stat is, the higher the chance of you inflicting critical hits. So, if you noticed, I'm gonna go back to Fauna. So Fauna, you see Mume has 61 luck. Fauna has double her luck. Meaning Fauna with her regular attack is gonna crit a little bit more than Mume. Also, I changed the status menu here. You can see there, you can see a little bit more information on characters here. Like, Mume has 50% wind resist, takes 50% more damage from Earth. Fauna, 50% Earth resist, takes 50% more damage from Fire. Because Fauna's a tree, don't you know? Fauna is a tree. And Hell's Inferno. This is Mume's ultimate weapon. If anyone has a better name for it, be my guest. I felt like Hell's Inferno would have been a good name. So it's Fire Elemental. No EXP. Why does it say Imperial? Why does it say Imperial? So, Imperial is supposed to be Imperil. Which is, reduces all elemental resist by 50%. All of it at once. And you can combine that with a single target elemental resist debuffs. So it's a very powerful debuff. So you can combine this with Mume's elemental debuff skills and further reduce elemental resist. Which makes Fauna very, very scary. It also makes Ina very, very scary. We'll get to Ina later. It enables spread, and it gives her a new ability called Unsuspecting How. What do you think this ability does? So, it does regular physical damage, but for every buff the target has, the attack will do 20% more damage. So, if an enemy likes to throw up like regen, MP regen, perhaps cell, all of that, that will give this 80% damage boost. So you can make this hit pretty hard. Now, I might boost the damage boost, because enemies don't really buff themselves too much. And, I don't know, I have to see, this is why the beta's out, so I could get, you know, I could get feedback on stuff. So that is Mume. Mume is done. So now we have a Rock over here. Bijou. As you can see, Bijou actually has Sprite. She has a Sprite. And Bijou has a portrait. This is all... Uh-oh. I am gone. This is all thanks to J-Star. He took the time to do the portrait and the Sprite for Bijou. So all the playable characters have sprites and face portraits. So yay! Thank you, J-Star. So, you may have noticed something about Bijou. Do you notice anything particularly special about Bijou? Just looking at this. Hold on. Let me get Mume and Fauna back. What do you notice different about Bijou compared to Mume and Fauna? Does anyone notice anything different? Anyone? Anyone at all? I mean... Bijou has the highest HP and defense of the game. And you will see why in a bit. But here's the thing. Mume's naturally fast. That's Mume. She's really fast. She has pretty decent attack. Low defense, low magic, low MP. Fauna, good magic defense, decent speed, and pretty good luck. Bijou, very slow. Not very good magic defense. Magic, okay. Attack, low. Really high FC, really high defense. And her MP is worse than Mume. So, what is B2's role? Why don't we look? So B2, and you will see this, you may notice up at the top, the target is B2. So, her regular attack will target one of your allies. And this depends on what weapons she has. So her default weapon will heal her. It will heal a regular, it will heal someone in your party. And as you saw, it heals pretty good. So it will do Ruby Light, which heals FC. So her regular attack outside of like one weapon will target your allies or something. Usually some kind of buff or something. Give me just a second. So, let's take a look at her ability. So, Prism Magic. This is a rename of Jewel Refractal, which originally gave Reflect status. I changed it to stat buffs and one target. And I renamed this to be fitting of what reads you did recently. Was that a cover? I don't remember if that was a cover or a single. But we're gonna go with Prism Magic, it's fitting. So it's all stat buff. Attack, defense, magic defense. And she starts with this. So it's a high MP cost, but it's a really strong buff to one target. So I'm gonna show you what the stats are. So you can see it increases stats by 25%. So can you guess what B2's role is? So Moonstone's Light. And if you could guess, they're all named after like some kind of stone. I thought it was fitting to name her abilities after, you know, gem. This is a HP heal. It's an okay HP heal. It's basically what I wanted to do with Fauna's, but it's not like a fixed HP heal or FC. I'm not sure if I should change Fauna's. I'm not sure at all. So this is like a secondary heal. Blaze and Ruby? These are all, stat buffs of the party. This is all 4 of these in one target. This is one of them in all, in the party. And then Ghastly Diamond. This is also why I debuffed, Mume's, one thing. Because it gives, like, a massive evade magic thing of buff the party. So, that's why I'm debuffing Mume's evade stuff. Because you focus on, without any of Mume's weapons, or any accessories or whatnot to give evade buffs. And Mume becomes 55% all evade. So yeah. Perfect Gem is the opposite. This was a accuracy buff party, but I changed it to a debuff to all enemies to reduce evasion and magic evasion as 0. So this is very good because some enemies and bosses are stupidly hard to hit. I'm not going to spoil who, you will find out yourself, but this is going to make fighting them a lot easier. Alexandrite Mist makes so that whenever an ally uses MP, they restore FC equal 20 times the MP spent. I might change that, I'm not sure. So say B2 uses this on herself, right? And say she uses this. So that's gonna be 20 times 20, which is 400 FC. And as you can see, it's in her, it's right here. It's called Reverence. So yeah, now she's gonna heal MP every time she spends, or FC every time she spends MP. And you can give this at any party member. I'm debating if it should be 10 times or 20 times. So I'm gonna need someone who give me opinions on that. Rock Solid reduces all physical damage to 0 for one ally for 1 turn. So this is good for dodging physical attacks. However, because it's only 1 turn, it might wear off, like, immediately. Oh, never mind, it lasts for 5 turns. It lasts for 5 turns, really? Maybe I should make that, like, a couple turns, perhaps? I'm debating on this one. Actually, it might be 5. It might be fine for 5 turns because of how slow Biju is. I gotta fix the description though. What was that? Rock Solid. 1 turn, 5 turns. I don't know. This one might need a little bit balancing to check on. I don't know if it should be like 2 or 3 turns or 1 turn. Or 5 turns. I don't know. Alchemist Garnet. So, this is an AoE ability. Makes so that whenever you use a healing item, it will double the power of that item. So say you use like this. It restores 200 HP, right? Let's use this. Let's see how much that heals now. Now it heals 400. So it's a very... It's kind of this set niche. Wow. Oh, wait. Apparently it affects, no, wait, that was I am. Never mind. It affects the full heal. Okay. And this is for healing effects. So combine this with, like, this. You saw it heal 400, right? So now it heals 800. But without that, it will now heal 400 again. Let's take a look at this. So it heals 1400, right? Does this status never go away? Okay, that status never goes away. I need to fix that. Reverence Gate. Set to 5 turns. I didn't realize I was not set to 5 turns. Good to know. So, got healed how much? Like 1800? So got healed 600, right? Let's say we put back on Alchemist Garnet. Is that gonna heal that? No. So, you can make items very, very potent for healing by using both of her buffs. It does take her turns, and she is very slow. She's usually the very last one to get her turns in. So, Beep You. This is her provoke skill. So, you may be wondering, okay, she's a tanky support, right? What if I told her she's your big support or provoke tank? Mume is your evade tank if you basically dodge stuff without dying. Biju is your big tank. You use her when you think that Mume can't survive stuff, or if you want to make sure that, you know, you take the heat off of other people, or maybe Mume died and you need someone to take all the hits. B2 can do that. And if you see this up here, it reduces the damage she takes by 33%. So not only does she take single target hits from everyone else and her, it reduces that damage by 33%. Well, it also reduces any damage by 33%. So this makes B2 really, really hanky. Now, I will let you know now, there are enemies that have abilities designed to deal with B2. So, if you're using B2 against the wrong enemies, if they use the right ability, B2's probably gonna die. Because they do have abilities like Mume that are meant for people with higher defense than them. And then you have Stone Cold. So, Stone Cold, it makes them immune to all damage, but they cannot act until the status wears off. As you saw, it lasts for 5 turns. So it's a really, really big, I block everyday move, invulnerability move, but they can't act for 5 turns. So this is if you want someone to survive something. Now, some bosses do follow a pattern, so you can use that to dodge some stuff if you think someone's gonna get hit. You can also use it for if you want someone to just not die. I've never used this ability myself, so yeah. So that speeds you. Now, what do you think B2 has for weapons? Her weapons are Hiaras. They're all, like, gemmed Hiaras. So her starting one is, Ruby Hiara. As you can tell, she doesn't have any Hiara in her, portrait up here. And you can see, in the weapon description, it tells you what it does. So, her attack will restore FC on one enemy. Note, if she gets confused, she will use this on the enemy, so she might heal the enemy. Just saying. So, Emerald Hiara, you have to go out of your way to find some of her weapons. This one you have to go out of your way to find. I use this one all the time, because it restores 30% max MP to one ally. So, this makes it so I don't have to use items. It saves me money. And it gives me to her to do whatever, to heal MP. This one's a little bit more dicey. I might extend the max MP buff, because 5 turns just seem like very much. But yeah, it gives speed to 50% more MP, and her attack will give someone that buff. Not really a very useful buff. I couldn't think of what to give her as a buff. I might make, like, Paragon Hiara give, like, Cell or something. That might be more valuable than, like, that. And then the Devil Hiara, her regular attack will now deal damage to all enemies based on magic and magic defense. And you may notice a specific ability here. And it's not named after a gem. It's called the Devil Hiara. What could this ability be? Well, what does Judgment Cut do but 8 hits of non-elemental physical damage to all enemies with a 50% crit rate, and inflicts defense down and crit vulnerable. What crit vulnerable means is, it makes the target more vulnerable and getting hit by crits. So it's 8 hits of this to all enemies with defense down and crit vulnerable, and a 50% chance of crit. However, if you already know, look at her attack. You see her attack stat? It's not going to do very much damage. So there are some very niche uses for it. Getting the defense down and crit bone debuffs are very nice. So some enemies might have shields. You know how Fauna could give herself like a HP shield? Some enemies might do that. And you can remove those by doing multiple hits. This would clear that out really fast. As long as every hit hits. So it's a very solid, it's not going to do very much damage. But it does have some use. So, what do you think the Jester Tiara does? So, it gives her an EXP boost. It reduces MP cost by 20%. It gives her 20% more speed, which is not very much speed, let's be real. And it gives the party 50%. Is that a buff? I don't know if that's a buff. Oh no, it's a debuff on enemies. So what it does is it debuffs enemies. So that you have a 50% chance of 50%. Your debuffs will have a 50% more likely chance of hitting enemies. So enemies are automatically debuffed by her having that on. The Bloodstone Tiara reduces her FC by 50%, but it doubles her max MP. So this is if you want her to have more MP, but you make her less of a tank. Which, I don't know, do you want to do that? Here's the fun thing. Her regular attack will target herself, well, the entire party, and it will absorb all debuffs and heals the party's FC equal to the number of debuffs and types of debuffs they have. So what that means by absorb, it will take all of the party's debuffs. So if they have poison, petrify, freeze, this excludes death, by the way. And it will put all of those statuses, it will remove them from the party, and it will put it all on her. So, do you know what you can do with this? Say you have that on. You can equip a specific accessory called the Ribbon that prevents all debuffs. Do you see the combo here? Do you see what the combo is? You can make her regular act be a free party status heal if you really want. I want to remove that. So it's a pretty solid, it's solid if you have the right things to prevent debuffs. Sapphire Tiara. So, this is like Mume's buff herself. Yes, herself. But Moon or Bijou can grant it to any party member. So you can make it so that any party member gets an additional regular attack. Up to one extra attack. So I think this is a pretty decent ability. If you don't have a specific thing from Crony. Crony has a nice ability that's AoE, but we'll get to that. It doesn't do anything else. It only does that. So I'm debating if it should do that or not. I mean, there's no harm in overlap, because maybe you want Crony to do something else, right? And maybe you don't want it on some people. I don't know why you wouldn't want it on some people. I mean, it's always a good buff. The Opal Tiara doubles one ally's max FC for 5 turns. So this is good if you want survival. I'm debating on whether or not the buff should last longer. This is a buff that Iris can give the entire party. I'm I'm not sure on this one yet. I might make this last a little bit longer, but I gotta make sure that you cannot, overlap it with irises. And then you get Obsidian Tiara, which just makes it so that whenever the party uses guard, it doubles the guard power. So in case, you can't do something with that party member, or if you think something's gonna show up or they're low on FC, you can use this. It's not really that great. I might make this give, like, I don't know, protect and sell and one ally. What do you guys think? Do you think it should be something different and make it more valuable? Because really, I mean, yeah. I mean, double guard power is very nice. I think I might do that. It would be fitting for It would be fitting. Obsidian Tiara. Grant, protect, sell, and one ally. I think that would be better than that. I don't know what to do about the Paradox then. Maybe the Paradox one could be the Iris stuff. And then her ultimate weapon, the Rainbow Tiara. Notice what it does. It doesn't do anything with her regular attack. But, if you notice, it makes her more likely to be targeted, and most importantly, it gives her auto haste. It gives her more speed and more turns overall. So it's a really, really good weapon. It's not in the game yet, but it's really, really good. And it makes her have a regular attack that targets enemies. I think it does the same thing as Fauna. So that speeds you. Now, are you ready for some fun? We have Iris. Oh, Iris. So, give me a second. I'm making sure things are, there is gonna be a stream. Okay. I'm gonna try and wrap this up a little bit, before 6 o'clock. I hope I could get done before 6. So, Iris. Iris is special. Because if you notice, she has no elemental weakness. She actually just has elemental resist, and light and dark. So she's not weak at any element. And she resists 2 elements. And if you notice, she has pretty good luck. She has decent speed, decent magic, okay attack. She's pretty strong, actually. I actually think Iris is one of the stronger characters in the game. It's actually kind of insane how strong she gets, especially late game. Especially late game. So, why don't we take a look at her in Bound? So, think about Iris's attack. Do you see it? Do you see why Iris actually becomes pretty strong? Her regular attacks hit all enemies. Her regular attack will hit all enemies. She's the only one that will do that. Nobody else has that special trait for Iris on her regular attack. It makes her so useful. Now, with that said, you may also notice she has 2 sub-commands. So, songs. You may notice she has quite a abilities here. Barrier Heath. And And if you may notice, they're all named after a song of hers. Except this. I didn't have a good name for that. Barrier Heat makes so that a target cannot be target hit for turns. It cannot act though. So, yeah. It's kind of like Bijuu's ability, but very short duration. And it does not have a cooldown. Caesara of Despair. So, it puts up a debuff on enemies that will damage them every turn equal to Iris's luck times 8. So right now she has 74 luck. So that will do, about 568 damage, I think, if I'm doing my math right. 592. Give or take, you know. So it will do that debuff every turn for the next 5 turns. If Iris is KO, it will remove that debuff automatically. So here's the catch with Iris. Most of her songs will put all other songs on a cooldown for turns. So you have to wait until she's able to sing again. So one step at a time. If you notice what it does, it copies the last action that someone else did. She cannot target herself. And if she's alone, you can't use it, so yeah. And not all abilities can be mimicked properly. So for example, if you want to mimic like Fauna doing AoE, it will not do AoE. It will target one random guy. And if you like, I don't remember what all it doesn't work with properly, but you can do this. Sparks of Joy. Reduces MP cost by 50%, but I think it reduces healing power by 50% of the party. Elemental Rondo, I don't have a good name for, because none of Iris's songs fit the name of this. It increases the amount of damage you do when you hit an elemental weakness by 30%. So this makes Iris combo with Fauna, Mume, and Ina in particular very, very good. I mean, there's also Iris, Crony, Bay. They all have elemental stuff. But this works better with those 3. Carbonated Glove. This is a renamed ability. This was originally called Blunt Minuet. Carbonated Glove gets better. It increases the critical hit rate of all allies by 25% while singing. You think Twilight with it? Yeah, Twilight's right here. This used to be called I don't know what this used to be called. Oh, like, Angel Side. This used to be called Angel Side. So, this doubles the party's max, FC by as long as she's singing. This was called Angel Side. So, this one I don't have a song name for. That would actually fit. And then here comes Hope. So this gives a buff party while she's singing a 30% chance of surviving. Something that would kill them with 1 FC. Now you saw Fauna have a buff that would make it so that she survives with 1 FC. Only once. This makes it 30% every time to reduce a 0 FC. So this is like that, but a chance. and her own skill set, which does not get put on cooldown whenever any of these are used. Nephilim Beam. So this was not in her skill set originally. This got added in a couple months ago. Or a few months ago. So I added this in after the Promise MV. Because, you know, I was like, I need something for Iris to do, you know, some form of damage, right? And I saw this with Iris and Fauna in MV. So, you know what? I'm gonna give her Nephilim Beam. I think this was also in the Council Risk RPG. I was trying my hardest and not hate stuff from Council Risk RPG. But just, that's its own thing. By the way, go play that. It's a very, very good homage to the Council Risk. It's very good. I highly recommend it. That's what got me started on this game. It is done by Kevin. You should be able to find it on Twitter. Go play it. It's not a very long game. It's still a very solid game. So Nephilim Beam. It puts her on Hen Hern Charging. After Hen Herns, she will do a non-elemental magic hack that will do damage in proportion to the amount of MP she has. So if she's at max MP, it will do regular magic damage. So it will do damage equal to like a regular magic attack, but scaled up to what her what MP is spent. So this is gonna zoom by really quick because, you know, the enemy doesn't do anything. Boom! 3205. I say that's pretty strong. Now, at end game, and if you see it reduces her max MP to 0, it's the same thing as Fauna. At end game, you can hit max damage with this. And if you see, you only really get one use of it the entire fight. It does refresh after fight, so you can use it in other fights, but you get basically one use of it per fight. Once you use this ability, then you can't use it for the rest of the fight. I think that's a fair, balanced way of doing this. So you can't just do 9999 damage all the time. Ascending Hope. You might be thinking, why not Descending Hope? I thought about it. You will see why I thought about it. So, it's a jump. So we'll go into the air, stay there for a full turn, and then land and do damage equal to one enemy equal to her attack times 16. So her attack is 59. You know what? I'm gonna do math in my head. So let me see. So that's 500 or 590. That's 295. 590, 295, 885. 944. I think it's about 944 damage, give or take. Let's see if it's about 944. That's a crit. Give or take, it does have variance on it. So you saw that whenever she's about to land, it's called Seraphic Kick. That's why it's not called Descending Hope, and instead Ascending Hope. The Seraphic Kick, people might get a reference to that. Now, I don't know if she likes that anime. I've never seen, well, that show, rather. I've never seen the show. But, I mean, you know, I think it's fitting. Nephilim Songma. I couldn't think of a good name for this. So, I might rename this like, Ascending Devil. You might know why I might name it that. I'm not sure if that's a good name for this. It's 4 hits of non-elemental physical damage on one enemy. And if you saw her physical attack isn't really that great. And it will heal the ally with the lowest FC by 50% of the damage dealt. So, if you want to build her to be physical damage, that can actually be pretty good. And you can build her to be physical. She's more magic than physical, but you can make her physical. Seraphic Light. This one I was also thinking of renaming to like Ascending Devil. Or Fallen Angel, I don't know. It's just light damage to all enemies. However, here's the thing about both these abilities. They are slightly stronger than regular magic abilities. They do a little bit more damage than regular magic. So, if you want to hit hard, these will hit hard. And then you have Darkness Fading, which is dark elemental magic on one enemies. And it puts a debuff on them. When the enemy is hit by physicals, it will take extra damage. It will not work on magic, so let's try Nephilim Songma. So, do you see the combo? Do you see the combo with that ability? So, Core of Bravery. I think Core of Bravery was a song name, but I moved it over here so that, you know, there was more abilities over here. So, it's a gravity ability. It has a, like, 66% chance to reduce, FC by, 25%. I don't know how useful that's gonna be. I have no idea. It does not work on bosses. It will not work on bosses. If you use it on bosses, it will do, magic damage, non-elemental magic damage based on, the user's magic, so Iris's magic times 6 or something. Sai Nai Na! So, this is a magic provoke. It will take all single target physical attacks, and she will take all of that and absorb it. And she will restore MP equal to the cost of the magic. And it will last until her next turn. The end of her next turn. It's called Magic Rod. So it will end at the end of her next action. And it does go on a cooldown, so you can't spam it. I don't know if it really needs to be on a cooldown. I'm debating on that. So Sai Nai Na is very situational because a lot of magic attacks tend to be AoE, but it might be useful in some fight. And that's Iris. She doesn't have very many abilities in either skill set, but she has plenty of abilities. Let me leave. Iris, you have good luck. You're supposed to be able to leave. Thank you. So what are her weapons? Well, her weapons are microphones. I wonder how many people are going to be confused by that being her weapons. But I think people who also know Iris might know why microphones are her weapons. Instead of, like, you know, like dark, like energy blast or like halos or something like that. The reason why I went with weapons or microphones, see, out of all of the people here, well, out of everyone out of Promise in particular, she's the big singer. Well, out of like Hololive EN in general, she was the singer. That's what she was before she became part of Promise. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna capitalize on that and give microphones as her weapon. That's also why she has song as a skill set. So I thought that was like a clever way of dealing with Iris. You may notice Iris has some very bizarre abilities. She's an odd one. She's a little bit of an oddball, which I think is fitting of Iris. No offense to Iris. Hopefully, if she's watching this, she just ain't that out of context. You're a great lady, Iris. Please don't take that out of context. So, Iris is going to get a lot of unique abilities. Now, you may be wondering, why can I not rename Elemental Rongo? Well, you're about to find out. So, Amplifier. All of her weapons will hack all enemies. So, this enables diorama, and, if you notice, it doubles the power of Seraphic Kick. So, if you want to make her a Dragoon, you can make her a Dragoon. Give her all the attack buffs, all the attack equipment. She's gonna probably wreck someone. And you may notice Diorama, that's also known one of her songs. If you haven't heard Iris sing, go listen. Go listen to Gravity, go listen to Carbonated Love, go listen to Twilight, go stream Twilight, go stream them. She is a really good singer. So Diorama, this does not get affected by the cooldown. In fact, it reduces the cooldown times by 2. So if you use this 3 times, it will make all of these usable again. And it lets her act immediately after using this. Now, this does mean if you use it like 3 times in a row, it's going to cost a lot of MP. So, it might also reduce the turns of these buffs on her. But if you want all the buffs on people, then you might want to do that. So Resonator gives you joy with you. And you see that buff she gets? She gets auto dual cast. So any magic ability she does will get used twice in a row. Assuming the buff works. This also means, if you guessed correctly, yes, her regular attack can be double casted. Do you see why I say Iris is like one of the strongest characters here? She's really good. She's really good. So joy with you. Doubles the power of the next magic after one ally, does not wear off until a magic act is used. This is based off of a persona ability called Concentrate, or is it's Focus, I think. I don't remember. It might be Concentrate. Yes, Concentrate. So, I'm debating, guys, should this be AoE? Or should it be single target? Because here's the thing. It's for the next magic attack. However, if it's a multi-hit magic attack, it only applies to the first hit of that attack. I don't know if this should be AoE or not. It's single target right now for the sake of balancing, but you know, I don't know. And loudspeaker. You cannot. This makes it so that the party cannot be ambushed. Surprise attack. Very nice. So, what do you think Berserker does? Also, do you notice all of Iris's weapons do give her like 5 extra attack? I think Modest did too, but yeah. So what do you think Berserker does, guys? So, if you're savvy enough, Berserker is identical to join with you, but for physicals. This means that for someone like Mume, Crony, and Bay, and Kiara, it's going to be very nice. Especially for Mume and, Crony. Because they're the big heavy hitters with physicals. Again, I don't know if it should be AoE or not. Ah! The fiber optic microphone. If you see, it gives luck. And if you remember, luck does affect crits, but for Iris, it also affects the damage of her Caesura of Despair. Also, it reduces MP cost by 25%. And, do you see it? Flower Hope. I think that's another one of her songs. I haven't listened to all of her songs. Mostly because Japanese songs are kind of harder for me to listen to. They are good, don't get me wrong. Especially with her singing voice, but it's a little bit harder for me to get into. Flower of Hope. Restores MP Hikapari between 0 and double Iris's level. So you can restore between 0 and 100 MP at level 50. I'm debating on if I should update this. Because that doesn't seem very useful. But at the same time, it seems like it could be okay. Like, I don't know, I need more feedback on this. Because I try to make every ability viable. And then you get condenser microphone, which makes core bravery now reduce FC by 75%. I need to fix the description there. HP FC. So, it makes her gravity skill a lot more dangerous. And it gives her Delight. What does Delight do? Makes it so that, whenever the person with the buff deals damage, it restores FC and MP to them. So it's a nice little buff. It's like Mume's weapons, Wizardbane and Blood Dagger, rolled in one, but kind of nerfed a little bit. I think it's the same. So it's a nice little thing. This weapon I use all the time. So, ribbon microphone. Auto resist. Do you know what auto resist does? So, auto resist. Do you remember what Faunus resist Moxalot AT does? It prevents all debuffs, right? And that's the resist status. This just makes it so that Iris has this on permanently with this weapon equipped. So this is a very, very good weapon. By the way, the ribbon microphone is an actual microphone, so I may have pun with the auto resist based on ribbon. So what do you think Nameless Sadness does? Give me a second. So, Nameless Sadness, if you see, it costs FC in use. That's right. You have to spend 75% of her FC to use this. Do you see what it does? Do you see what it does? So, it makes it so that it's like diorama, but it removes cooldown completely. And you notice the other thing? Remember what I said about Nephilim Beam? This is how you use Nephilim Beam again at the same fight. But you have to have more than 75% max FC at the time to use this ability. So you can kind of get infinite usage of FC, but or of Nephilim Beam. I don't know how busted this is gonna be. That's the question. How busted is it? Reverberator. It gives her an additional regular attack and enables Sink Again, Rise Again. So it kills her and fully restore all FC MP to party. So it's a last resort kind of move. If you're in like really bad shape, you can use this and sacrifice Iris. Because, you know, think of what Moonmane would do for everyone. Moonmane would want to help everyone. So let's sacrifice Iris, right? This is kinda a pun on that too. So it's like a double pun. Also, it fits the name of the song. Megaphone. You may know something about Megaphone. It gives her auto attack up buff. So a fun thing about this used to give auto magic up. That was a little too strong. So this makes so that her regular attacks are more viable. Also, it gives her Heal the End of Me. What does that do? So, it gives her a buff, a one-turn buff until her next action. Where, if she is KO'd, it will restore everyone's FC at the party. I don't remember if this works if, they get KO'd before C does. I haven't tested it fully. But, yeah. It's a very, very situational ability. And lastly, the Diva's Microphone. Look at that luck. So it enables only in hope. What do you think this does? What if I told you it enables access to all special songs for 5 turns? So all those songs on previous weapons will be available when you use this ability. For 5 turns. So if you want to be able to use those abilities indefinitely, use those weapons. Otherwise, you can use this. Now, keep in mind, ultimate weapons generally don't have like any big buffs on them. So you might want to use like something else like this for extra attack, or this for auto resist. Everything has a use. Of course, the further back you go, the less damage you're gonna do. And that's Iris. We'll get back to you in a second. Crony. So Crony is interesting. Also, notice Crony's HP. She's your physical fighter. She has a lot of HP. She's got decent overall stats. But her luck is kinda low. Note, weak dark, resist light, and her regular attacks by default hit twice. Crony is a monster. She is an absolute monster. Ah! Let's see what Crony does. So she has time. She has gotcha time. You would think this would be someone else. I didn't know who to give this to. It was originally going to be for Iris. It was going to go to Faye. But I stuck it on Crony for some reason. have no money, so I can't throw it. Sands of Time will deal non-elemental physical damage to all enemies. So it's an AoE of a regular attack. One hit. But if they have slow, it does 50% more damage. So it's pretty decent for comboing. This ability though, you may start seeing something unique about Crony. It will hit one enemy twice. Or once, rather. And what it does is it reduces the CTB charge rate. What that means is, you see that the icons in the upper right? That's your turn. It makes it so that it reduces the time it takes for their turn to show up. So if you use this enough, you can delay the target's next turn by 50%. It's kinda good. It's kinda useful. I think it's the same power as her regular attack. It's a little bit weaker. Daydream. It's used to be renamed, No Time to Lose. I wanted to work in Daydream somewhere, so I went with this. It does non-elemental max damage to one enemy and removes all their buffs. So it's a single target damage dispel. You're gonna find use for this, let me tell ya. Blinding Perfection. Now, why would there be an ability called Blinding Perfection? It can't be because Crony is Perfection incarnate, right? She's so perfect that you're gonna be blinded by it. Was it good? Was the joke good, guys? I hope the joke was good. Anyways, light elemental max damage with a chance to blind all enemies. Here's the thing, Crony is not a mage. You may notice she does magic damage with some of her stuff. She's not a mage. She just has this to get around physical resist. Countdown. It puts a debuff on where after 5 turns, if the enemy's not immune to cancel, they will die. Or you know, you can try to instantly defeat an enemy. Chrono Breaker puts a debuff on the target where if Crony does enough damage, actually, 50% of the whole damage she does will be dealt to enemies. So you see 4 turns. Let's do as much damage as we can with a regular attack. And boom! 1648. So 50% of the damage that she did is acted on after the status wears off. It's a nice little debuff. Again, you got slow, stop, and haste, you know, the usual. Double time. This gives dual cast on one ally. Warp, you cannot use a bow, and lets you warp at the council temple. I do have to make it so you can't use it during specific moments. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. Stillness of Eternity. I didn't really have a good name for this. Light elemental physical damage. 50% more if Crony's under haste. Double damage if she's under slow. And good light speed, which is based on Crony's speed. In the nick of time. I have fun coming up with names, okay? So, this is a re-raise. If you are KO'd, it will revive you with 1 FC. Walk! This is a new ability for Crony. It's a rename of another ability, which tries to make enemies run away. It makes her leave battle, and then when she returns, it removes all debuffs on her, and heals her for 25% FC, and MP. And then Heim Surf flies. It sure does, Crony. It sure does. Unblockable non-elemental damage and one target equal to Crony's level and the game's timer second. So if the game timer second is set to like 0, it will do no damage. If it's set to like 5, it will do a lot of damage. 900. I got 0 there. 400. Well, 25. As you can see, it's a very gambling type move, but it can be pretty good because nobody can block it. Past memories, it resets duration of buffs on the party, most buffs. Prevents healing of all enemies for 2 turns. It seems niche, but you're gonna find use for this probably. That's all of Crony's ability. Crony is a time mage. This is very time-oriented, as you can guess. So, her weapons, you're gonna notice, are named after, like, time. Also, a thing about Crony, I think all of her weapons give her 20% chance to counter. Prime Time, 10% evade, magic evade, and gives her 2 new abilities. Time gained and time lost. You might get these before the actual abilities. So, they're, Sloga and Haska. So they're AoE versions of the single target, abilities. So you'll get this early on, which is really nice, but it's gonna cost a lot of MP. Split second. So here's our other method of doing stun. It also enables split time and unique Crony. Well, I say unique because I think Mume's always counter. 20% chance of counter with rewind clock, which is a re-raise skill. Very useful. So what does split time do? It puts a debuff on all enemies affected. So it's a debuff on enemies where if an enemy gets hit, let's try it. So it's a debuff on all enemies. As you can see, it splits the... It reduces the amount of damage. So 442, right? You see, it reduces the damage and splits it across all targets. So it's your way of doing AoE damage. It does reduce the damage on the target though. Time limit. Gives her a 10% chance of inflicting countdown with regular attacks. 20% chance to counter with it. And enables time stasis. Which resets FC of the party to the FC for the previous turn. I don't know how well this works. I've tried it, but I don't know how well it works. Fourth dimension. It has a 5% chance of inflicting all stats down on the enemy. 20% chance to counter with 25% hit rate of reducing stats, and enables Time Leap. Time Leap is amazing. So what it does, it sacrifices her turn, but makes the next person's turn happen immediately. So if you need that healing real fast or a buff or something, Crony's good for that. Anti-Meridian. Also, this gives her extra EXP. Anti-Meridian enables Time Paradox and extends a counter with it. What that does is, it's an AoE version of Bijou's one thing and Mume's thing. Extra attack for the party. Twilight, not to be confused with Iris. It enables fast forward and a chance to counter with it. What that does, also very nice, it increases the CTB charge speed of all allies except Crony by 50%. So it pushes their turn up by 50%. So it's nice to get turns in for everyone faster. Epoch, chance of countering with Sands of Time, which meh. But it has a unique debuff that you won't find anywhere else, where it will have a 5% chance of debuffing the target and reverse the healing. So you might want this for specific bosses, and it might break some boss fights. Infinity, 5% chance of inflicting stop, and has Time Buster. Very powerful. So it's a single target non-elemental physical damage, and it gives Crony 50% charge rate. So if you want to get Crony hit multiple times, here you go. And then Blades of Father Time. 30% chance of inflicting slow, 15% chance for evade down, and it lets you counter with Time Surf Glide. So Crony's pretty straightforward, for the most part. For the most part. I did not want to do that. Now, Ina. I don't know if I'm going to get through everyone. I might have to extend this a little. Notice Ina has, like, no FC. She has very bad attack, very bad defense, but really good luck and really nice magic. Also, she is weak to light, but resists water and dark. Water is because, you know, Haku. Hakus are octopuses. Why not make her resist water? What does Ina do? So her regular attack is the exact same as Anna's. Ancient magic. So, dark magic. If you think you can hit elemental weaknesses, you can use this. So you can give elemental buffs or elemental weapon bless at the party. Life for mana. Consume 10% max FC and restore 10% max MP at the party. I might change this a little bit to be better, because I don't think you would ever use this. Wait. Yeah, I don't know if you would ever use this. Maybe. I don't know. Mana trade. It sacrifices all of her MP and restore MP and one target even 5 times the amount she sacrificed. Probably never gonna use that. This deals damage based on the difference between her current and max FC. This switches her FC with one ally, and if that ally's FC is below 25%, it sets them at 25%. This used to be called Ancient Home. I didn't know what to do with Violet, so it became this, where it starts damage to all allies. That deals more damage to lower her FC. And this is like Iris's one buff. If Ina is KO before her next action, the target will instantly be KO'd if they're not immune. Sacrificial Lamb changes all of her MP costs and FC. Curse of the Book sacrifices Ina and deal damage to all enemies equal to 5 times her FC. So this is a good way to do like a crap ton of damage, but it will kill Ina. And as you saw, it removes re-raise before it sacrifices her. High Enough increases MP cost by 50%, but increases the power of magic ability by 25% for one ally. This does 3 hit of Dark Elemental Pistols. Hit all enemies, and if it's crit vulnerable, it's not going to do very much damage. And then you have your unique Huina. She has single target and AoE versions of elemental ability. Of all of elemental attacks, except light. Single target fire, that has the chance for a stat down. The single target abilities all have stat downs attached to them. This will do fire all and sap. Single targets are 3 hits, fire is AoE. Single targets will do a bit less damage, but you can make them do a lot more damage. So this is Petrify, this is Slow, this is Silence, and this is Countdown. Max down, max defense, evade, and that is Ina in a nutshell. This is very straightforward. And her weapons are grimoires, because, you know, it's Ina. She uses magic books. Aradia! These are all based on, like, mythological or historical stuff. Aradia. You'll notice a thing about Ina's weapons. They will increase the power of one element by 25%, and reduce the power of another element by 25%. This applies to all enemies and allies, I believe. This also doubles the power of her sanity check, so that makes that very, very nice if you can get her HP or FC up. And it enables Void Blast, which is a very unique ability, because it can crit. It's the only magic ability that can crit. It gives her Iris's Cyanide buff for 1 action, or 1 turn, and it does Dark Elemental max damage on 1 target. It's a very, very nice ability. The Picarix is Walk Her Up, Fire Down. It gives her immunity to slow stuff and enables Null and Void, which is AoE Dispel for buffs and debuffs and everyone. I think Bay has this. It's the same ability, but it's nice to have it on someone else. The Book of Protection. It reduces physical damage on Ina by 25%. Gives her 30% magic evasion. Earth damage up when damage down. And enables null elements. What that means is it doesn't nullify. It should be resist element. I gotta fix that. Book of Protection. Null element, resist element. So what that does is it gives her bonus buffs from her weapons, all rolled in 1 ability. So if you think you're going to fight something that uses a lot of wind, you can use like resist wind or null wind to put a elemental buff on the party. Book of Shadows, dark up, light down, and it gives her regular attack the effect of, like, Iris's Core Bravery. It's a gravity attack now, which is unique. Gasklosker, Wind Up, Earth Down, 3% MP regen. It gives her a couple of abilities. Empty Soul, which increases status hit chances by 50% for 5 turns on 1 enemy. And Great Haku Curse, which is basically bad breath. It's bad breath is all it is. Which combos well with Bay and Mume. Narcotic Manuscripts is light up, dark down. Max HP 25% for Ina. Max MP reduced by 25%, and enables Echoes of the Void. Which, if the target takes 5 hits, they get debuffed. If the target deals 5 hits, they get buffs. I'm not sure what to do about this one, honestly. Not sure. I might change what that does. Book of Ivan. Chance of inflicting petrified by 20%, resists a bunch of game over statuses, and enables a great beyond. Which is non-elemental max damage to all enemies, and gives Ina unremovable no MP cost and countdown. So she gets Cascades for free for the next 5 turns or 3 turns, but she's gonna die. Nothing's gonna save her. And this thing, physical damage up, max damage down, chance of inflicting charm with regular attacks, immune confused charm, and enables Void Seal, which is a very strong move. It's like being choose Rock Solid, and it nullifies all damage until next action. Alright, so the final weapon is the Necronomicon. Come on, you knew that was coming. Physical down, magic up. 25% chance of inflicting cancel when attacking, and enables Threads of Fate, which reverses who's alive and who's dead. So, if the higher party's alive and you use this, you just wiped your party. If only Ina's alive, this will kill Ina and revive everyone else. So, it's a situational ability. Alright, Kiara. Trying to get through these as quickly as I can. So, Kiara takes more damage from water, resists fire, and if you notice, she comes with auto regen. She just automatically regens HP. You're gonna see a unique thing with Kiara. Her regular attack is normal. So, Kikariki Blade is a multi-hit physical attack. I think it's the same as Mume. It is. Fiery Words. So, if you could guess, Kiara's a tank. Mume is a vague physical tank. B2 is a support tank. Kiara is the tank. So this makes so that she will take all single target attacks, and if anyone's below 25% max FC, she will also take hits for them. Phoenix Shield will make her, you can give it to anyone. Reflects 15% of physical damage taken to the attacker and increased defense by 25%. This stats with the defense buff, I think. Maybe it doesn't. This makes so that Kiara cannot act for 3 turns, but all damage she takes will be reflected to all enemies at double value. Fever Knight prevents instant death for 3 turns in party. This puts up a shield on Kiara where either after 10 hits or she takes enough damage that equal to her max FC, she will not take damage till then. Reduce physical damage by 90%, max by 90%. These are both very valuable when you're provoking. Nullifies elemental weakness party. So if anyone has like a really big weakness and you want to use them, but the boss is being a jerk with elements, use this. This will be very helpful. So you can put this up to, this is for the higher party. The party will get a shield that will restore missing FC up to 20% of their max FC. And you can stack this. So if they're at max FC, you can use this repeatedly and stack it. This gives you AoE re-raise, basically. But not if you're reduced to one, yes it does. Life for a life. Revives everyone with 50% max FC. But, C's gonna die. And lastly, a single target 50% FC revive. So Kiara is very basic. Kiara also has the least amount of weapons in the game. Give me just a second if you will. So Kiara's weapons are swords, because you know. Her starting weapon gets too much. The Radical gives her auto-protect and auto-sell. So she's going to be taking 50% less damage from physical and magics. And it gives her an EXP boost. It's a very, very strong weapon. Also, it gives her, extra defense and magic defense. Blade of the Damned lets her regular attack hit all enemies. It's a dark element, and it has a chance of poison, slow, stun, and sleep. And it gives you, your little scent as an ability. Yes, that's what that is. I censored it. So what that does is, it's kind of like, split time. It's like, Mume's, Gongon. But it spreads it to, it's AoE, I think. Kogoskian Blade, if anyone knows why it's called that, it's a reference. It doubles the power of her guard, makes her take 50% more physical damage, but take 50% less magic damage, and it enables Spark, which makes her take, it hates damage in place of everyone, and reduces damage by 50%. So, while she's still taking more damage from physicals, the skill reduces that by, 50%. So, it's a very, very good weapon. Masamune gives her 50% more luck, 25% counter, and 50% crit. This is if you want, Kiara to just go ham with, hats. Ganon Blade. Magic defense plus 30%. Makes her take less damage for physical, more for magic, and enables the Love Rush skill. I might be able to get guns just in time. So that requires FC in you, and it sacrifices half of her FC to restore double the amount in one ally. So it's I'm gonna sacrifice my health and heal you. I'm debating if that should be AoE or not, but considering how much FC she has, that's kind of strong. And Excalibur. She gets auto guts, basically, and auto MP regen, so it's a very strong weapon for her. And lastly, Faye. This character that took me so freaking long to set up. So Faye, she has 30% innate evasion. So she's very good at dodging. You can make her dodge as good as Mume without the provoke. This is to offset her terrible defense, magic defense, and her okay FC. Here's the deal with Faye. We all know Faye is chaos. What does her regular attack do? Let me show you. 1277, right? That's a crit. 2921. Do you notice the difference? So, here's the deal with Faye. Her weapons deal random damage. If you land the same number it will do increased damage. You can't see the numbers. I wish there was a way to show the animation. If there is, I'm gonna have to ask about it, but her regular attack deals random damage. Chaos. So, she has Chaos Rat. I struggled with the names for her moves. Anyone that knows Bay better than me, please let me know if there's better ways to name these abilities. So this is like another gravity move, but it reduces FC by 50%. If they're resistant to gravity, it does damage based on her attack times 6. This wasn't here originally. This was called Unhinged Swing originally. So, Jagan My Soul deals more dark elemental physical damage the lower her FC is. So, if she's at full FC, it does no damage. If she's at 1 FC, it's going to do a lot of damage. It has 50% accuracy though, so unless you have a way to give her more accuracy, it's kinda risky. Codebreaker. This is a reference. Anyone remember the New Year's stream with Fauna, Mume, and Bay, you know exactly what this is referring to. Because you see, it deals 1111 damage on one enemy. 70% accuracy. This ignores a physical magic resist. Strong Zero. Also another reference. This gives her the buff of Jagan My Soul to anyone. I might reduce the turn count, but this gives that buff, which makes it very, very strong. Roll up the dice, because you know, dice sets the party's FC equal to the average of the party's current FC. This is risky, but you might get some healing out of it. You might. I'm not sure how to fix this up, so it might never get you. Play dice. Play dice is different. Originally, what this did was it put one random status effect, good or bad, on each target, enemy or ally, in the fight. This has been changed. So it will deal damage equal to between 100 and 600, more if you crit, and you will gain dice tokens based on the dice. I rolled a 6. And you will see that down here in, say, this, the dice cost. I gotta fix that. Okay. Lucky 7/4. But, yeah. The dice tokens are for these abilities, which is new. It's very new. Pandora's Box. Random effect. You never know what you're gonna get. This could be anything. Boom boom! Wow, what are the odds of getting boom boom? So we can do something like that. Pandoraceum, it can do that. I'm surprised I'm getting boom boom. I might have to make that rarer. BL Book, which reduces damage. See, you never know what you're gonna get. Ow! And that's what happened. You never know what you're gonna get. And now I'm Berserk. Also, all enemies ally. So there's random effects in here. You never know what you're gonna get. So, where are all the single target status moves? Well, they're all here. See, skill has them all. There's still a 60% chance of happening, except these are still 100%, I think. I just moved them all here. I felt like removing them would hurt Bay. Wheel of Fortune. This will do a random item. On a random party member, Strong Zero. Oh, Strong Zero does that. Pekora Carrot, Haste. Mana Salad. So Mana Salad gave me Magic Up, Magic Defense down. So you can, oh, that was gonna be a revive. So you can get like a lot of random stuff there. And a lot of the items are in that wheel. So you might get some very good stuff. Now it's single target right now. I don't know if I'm gonna make it AoE. Chaos Abound. So this is why all of the single targets got moved here. What this does is a non-elemental physical act and a random debuff. You don't know what you're gonna get. So now the enemy is scared. So if they're immune to it, they will not be affected. This will give you a chance to inflict statuses at 100% rate. Also, you notice it doesn't have to hit for that to work. Lucky Sevens. As you can see, they're pretty good. She gave Fear, yeah. Fear is something she can give. So, I gotta fix these. I gotta fix those. Chaotic Coin Sour is 1 dice, and you can get money from it. Yes, you can get money. Short Stack. If you give a reference, you give a reference. Bay is Sword. Bay is only 4'11". Connect the dots here. And it's basically Iris's Berserker join with you. Rolled it in 1 ability. And it gives it to the whole party. Critical Chaos. This is based on something from Persona called Rebellion. All the hacks will automatically do critical damage for enemies and allies for the next 5 turns. This can get very scary if used this at the wrong time. Chaotic Surge grants all stats up the party, but base put it in Berserker for the next 5 turns. This puts Resist on the party, so this makes this is bonus Maximum HP before the party. Revives everyone with 25% max FC, but their damage output is reduced by 20% for the next 3 turns. And Almighty Anarchy. It gives a bunch of buffs to the party, but after 5 turns, I think it makes it so that their attack, max, against speed is reduced by 50%. And Crazy 8 is the opposite, it's for enemies. Halves the power of the enemy's physical and magic. Adds 1 random elemental weakness on all enemies and allies. Inflicts Poison, Black, and Silence on all enemies, so this is very nice. Inflicts instant death on 1 random enemy or ally. Yeah. This one's interesting. So, if 1 person has like a debuff, everyone else in that party is going to get that debuff. So on and so forth. So, this is good if you can get a bunch of debuffs on 1 enemy and can just spread it around. This does 1,000 heals at everyone. So it's kind of like Codebreaker, but it hurts you. And this reverses all healing and damage for everyone for 2 turns. So, physicals will heal, magic will, or damage heals, healing damages. And this will attempt to reduce one enemy's HP on 1. But, base HP is set to 1 and she gets hit with a really bad heal debuff. Harbinger of Chaos, non-elemental physical, deals triple damage to targets of the poison or sleep. It was 4 times 4, but I reduced it. This is new. This is like Fauna's Sapling, but it's for magic damage. Also new, increases all enemies, allies, and luck by 50%. So this makes it easier to do critical hits. This is also new, Witness Me. Restores either 25% max FC, 25% max MP, 25% both, or cures all debuffs. I got cured by debuffs. Thank you, Bay. Originally, there was going to be a result where the party would be unimpressed by it. Boom! It's between 0 to 5 hits. Sometimes you might get nothing. So this is the big move for Bay. Sometimes it does like nothing. Again, Psycho Voice is dispelled from everyone. So I'm gonna wrap this up here in just a second with the weapons for Bay. It was mostly talk about the characters. So Bay, weapons of dice, all random damage. This gives the upside down skill, which flips debuffs with buffs on Bay. Very situational, not really that good. Why is my guy? I gotta fix the dice icon. Why is it that way? Get Scogs. I'll catch you there, Jay. Get Scogs does more damage. It gets stronger the more that you run away. This will double the amount of coins you earn and enable skill kegs, which will transfer the debuffs from her and enemies, including turns. Beginner's Luck gives her full accuracy, so skills won't miss. Gives her a 30% chance to fake a counter, and 30% chance to fake critical hits. Gives her 30% chance to counter, plus 1 additional attack, and doubles the power of Zidane My Soul. 30% chance to inflict at the D cell, and enables Tides of Chaos, which is new. It used to give a buff to the party where regular attacks will have a 5% chance of inflicting random debuffs. Now it swaps the defense and magic defense of all enemies and allies. So it can be very useful. And then, bonus round, Harbinger of Chaos will do more damage versus, those enemy heights. And then Jackpot is, you have your regular attack hit between 1 to 5 times with 50% accuracy, and enable Dominator. If you don't know, they bought a Dominator. So yeah, it does non-elemental physical damage based on base luck and inflicts stats down, all stats down, but if it misses, base gonna get all stats down instead. And the final weapon, Fits Dice, 25% chance of inflicting peril, 10% chance of crit vulnerable, and it has a special formula where it rolls 3 dice as opposed to 2 dice. Alright, that is all for this. I will say until next time, everyone, whenever that may be. If you could give feedback on the player's skills, that'd be great. Any feedback that you could give on the game would be greatly appreciated. Whether it be names for abilities, for player abilities, enemy abilities, if you have anything to add about the story, I have story ideas in my head I want to add into the game at some point. If you have any ideas for what enemies could probably do, if anything needs buffed or nerfed, if anything is offensive, which I hope nothing is, if you can help with the sprites, that would be another great thing. Alright, I will say until next time, everyone, whenever that may be.